Actors like Mallika and Shomik and Ranjan Palit who are our DOP, like the whole script just came together really well.
I just care about मैं क्या कर रही हूँ. I have to focus on what I am doing. How are my co-actors? How's my director? How's my script?
With OTT, they know that script is the first hero, and then the director, and then the actors.
I'm not very social media savvy because I'm a very private person.
Makeup artists would try to make me fair always. And then they had to paint my whole body because my body doesn't match my face.
Thanks to OTT that we're seeing more of these stories and we're seeing more of these parts being written for female actresses. Hi, this is Mallika Sherawat.
Hi, this is Esha Gupta.
And you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
Five types of people you want to surround yourself with: the inspired, the passionate, the motivated, the grateful, and the open-minded. So that's an Instagram post of Esha Gupta, and I think it perfectly defines Mallika Sherawat and Esha Gupta in more ways than one. Pleasure having you guys on Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So would you agree that I think it defines you as well, the way she has defined herself in a way? Open-minded, grateful, motivated, and I think that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
And I think one needs to be very grateful, especially these times that we are seeing.
Right.
It makes you realize you're grateful, you have your health, you have all your body working, you have your job, you have your parents, your family. I mean, what else can you ask for?
All right. And Mallika, you were saying that you'd like to have some Instagram lessons.
Yes.
Why do you
I'm
want
not
that?
very social media savvy because I'm a very private person, and I feel when you're on social media, you have to put like every last detail of your life. I find it very invasive. My team keeps on telling me, you have to be more active, you have to be more active, blah, blah, blah.
But you know, it's a myth. Sorry, I'm cutting you. It's a myth. You don't have to give details of your personal life.
I'm just not comfortable with
Certain
it.
Yeah, probably.
certain चीजों पे नकाब पड़ा रहे तो अच्छा है.
पढ़ा रहे तो अच्छा है, वो mystique बनी रहे तो अच्छा है.
Mystery बनी रहे तो अच्छा है.
Right.
That's what they say.
Right.
So all right. So talking about Nakaab, interesting characters for both of you, and interesting times I think for all the actors in terms of when it comes to the OTT platforms that we're having. So what was it in the script that made you sign it?
I'm a huge fan of Shomik Sen. I watched Gulab Gang. I really enjoyed the film. It was a very feminist film, a film ahead of its time.
Right.
But more than that, just the script itself and the part that he wrote for me, playing Zohra, you know, with this ruthless, ambitious woman, this badass who has no morals. People at times hate her. People at times feel sorry for her. They feel sympathy for her. This empress, and she's created this empire, and how she's in the race for the survival of the fittest.
Ji.
To survive, you have to kill. That is her kind of a mentality. That kind of a role is not really written in mainstream Bollywood cinema. And thanks to OTT that we're seeing more of these stories and we're seeing more of these parts being written for female actresses.
Of course. All right. And you are having in a way like a complex character, you say.
Yeah.
It's a cop, but at the same time you're the receiving end of the law as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's for me, I think I've played cop before, which, you know, you've taken interviews.
Ji.
But this is different because Aditi is very different than who I am or who I ever think of. You know, like most of the films, you somewhere relate something of a character, but in this I've not related anything. That's what I thought was so out of the box for me. Apart from the whole package of, you know, actors like Mallika and Shomik and Ranjan Palit who are our DOP, like the whole script just came together really well. And for me, the moment I got the narration, Aditi's role was something that I knew was a challenge for me because I've never done Aditi. It was like how I did Rustam the first, you know, when I heard the first time what the role was, I was like, that's a challenge, but you know, I want to do. I think Aditi is a challenge for me, and hopefully I did it well. So it has, like, I had to pick it up because I really feel, like she said, OTT has given like so much chances. Also, I think the producers and directors are taking on OTT platforms with the actors. Like usually, whatever role I've done, I will have to look a certain way, but not in this. And I think that's what was the breaking point for me.
Okay. All right. So. You know, there's this discussion that OTT is making the entire entertainment space. There is this element of democratization that is coming in. This entire hierarchy that was there in terms of the, you know, that caste system कि ये star हैं, ये heroine हैं, and ये supporting star cast हैं. तो वो यहाँ पर नहीं है. Actors have become stars in the last, especially in the last 1.5 years. since the
True.
since the
Pandemic,
lockdown.
Yeah.
Do you find it fascinating in a way?
I think it was long overdue,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a great change because the script should be the star.
Right.
It's the story, actually, really, the writing which should be the star. And it's just like any other job. What is this star system and all? Although I have benefited from it, and so has Esha, but I am very much more democratic that way. I like this new change, this new space.
Okay, and what about you?
I think it's given chances to so many people. Overnight, like, I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but I'll still say it, like I saw Scam and I was like, oh my God. And that's when you get to know that this, you know, he's worked before and everything. And you're like, wow, really? Pratik Gandhi. And you're like, wow, like you were blown away. And he's a young chap playing that role, you know, like, have you seen Scam? It's
Yes,
beautiful. What a show.
It's fabulous.
And that's when you realize you don't need the thousands of crores of money put in with you and PR and this and that being spotted. You just become star because of the performance that you have and because of the script. And that's what OTT does. Because when there's a film, you need that whole team and the promotions and, you know, there's a lot. Like this is the easiest thing which we are doing and you know that. But usually when it's a film, there's so much and not everyone is okay putting that trust and then money in you. With OTT, they know that script is the first hero, and then the director, and then the actors. And then like overnight who becomes actor, it's a turnover. And that's what I think OTT is doing for us.
Also Bollywood films, mainstream Bollywood cinema is so formulaic.
Yeah,
They
that's
stick
true.
to a certain formula and sometimes the formula works, sometimes it doesn't work. But OTT is very adventurous, especially for female actors. There are great parts being written.
Right.
Take Nakaab for example, take Delhi Crime for example. So this is a very exciting phase for female actresses right now.
Right, and you've said that you've always auditioned for your roles, even for the film with Jackie Chan, but maybe the star kids, they don't have to do auditions at all points of time. Has that bothered you at any point of time?
Not really, because you know, I really don't care about what's happening around me and everything. I just care about मैं क्या कर रही हूँ. I have to focus on what I am doing. How are my co-actors? How's my director? How's my script? I've always maintained that. Otherwise, you'd go crazy, right? If you get into that competition game, you can never win it.
Of course. And so it's been 9 years for Jannat.
Today, Raz, 9 years.
Right.
Yeah.
And
But same 9 years for Jannat as well.
right. So so you made this big splashing debut, and a lot of things were said. You've done well in the last so many years. But do you feel that things could have been different? And maybe the way you started off.
You know, initially I used to think that, the way I started off and the way things went, because I had like one very big flop and after that like things went very haywire. But I think it's also taken me a lot of years and maturance to understand that, I don't want to sound philosophical because, but this is what I really, really believe in, because this is what my prayers are all about every morning. It's like just being thankful you have everything, and every time I'm low, like one of my uncle like taught me something so nice. He's like, what were you doing in life? I said I was studying law. He's like, and then what were you working? How much were you getting paid? He just told me everything. I said, okay. He's like, and this was one of my low moments, and then he's like, okay, look back to where you started from. I said, okay. And he's like, now where you are. He's like, you don't have to think twice about anything. You have everything which you need. And he's like, and that's when you realize there's so many people who come with dreams. And it's always the luck, you know. There's hard work. You need to keep doing hard work, because if the luck comes knocking and you're not prepared, you know, you're just like, oh, I'm not well dressed. Let me open the door. Give me 5 minutes. That 5 minutes is gone. So I think that's what I've been preparing myself. And since OTT, it's been going really well. Like I did another last year, but of course the lockdown happened, which was a great release. Then this, and I have 2 others. So it's a great time to be in the industry right now, I think.
It's a great time to be in this industry, and you've also had this reservation about this fixation with the white skin that we've had in the industry.
Yeah, I did, because I remember initially when I came, there were some actors who I've not even worked with, but they met me and, you know, tu apna makeup thoda kala karti hai, gora kiya kar. I'm like, dude, like, what? Then there were even makeup artists who tried to make me fair always. And then they had to paint my whole body because my body doesn't match my face. So suddenly you're just like, I'm looking like a clown. Like, what are you doing? But look at like, even so many films. When I've done 2 films, multi-starrer, so they always told me that, oh, you're the sexy one, because black can only be like the skin tone that I have is considered black in our country. So that can only be sexy or negative, and fair skin has to be the girl next door who's very good at heart and sharif and this. And I looked and I was like, what? Like, I don't understand that concept. But it's hopefully it's changing. I mean, it's still there quite a lot when I see in the country, especially coming from up north. But I think it's changing because tomorrow I'm going to be a mother, I'll be teaching something else to my daughter and my son. So times are changing. You
recently shared some 2018 video of an award show, and there were people who were telling you that, you know, आपने backless आपने dress पहना हुआ है, ये आपको इस तरीके से नहीं पहनना चाहिए था. And I'll come to you shortly, but do you find it irritating when
you
you're
know, my
told?
outfits have always made headlines. I find it amusing, actually, not irritating.
Okay.
I mean, people are always passing judgments, but it's not my business. Their perception of me doesn't concern me, you know. I focus on the kind of life, the privileged life that I've made for myself and I'm living. The kind of interesting experiences I'm having, from working with Jackie Chan to all the red carpets in the world to hobnobbing with President Obama and stuff like that. I focus on the positive, and now getting all great acting parts.
Right.
Like playing Zora in Nakaab, I played Gulabo in Rajat Kapoor's RK, which I absolutely love. And a multi-layered character like Zora in Nakaab, it's very difficult to comprehend. And in mainstream Bollywood cinema, either you're the femme fatale, the vamp, or you're this femme enfant, really the sweet, innocent girl who thinks if you touch her, she'll get pregnant. That is the kind of women they show. They're not real women. They're not real representation of how women are in society.
Right. But I believe, I think a very fine work is happening down south, maybe. And I think they are doing some really fine work, and the limitations in many ways that we are having maybe in Bollywood, I think they're experimenting a lot down south.
I think Bollywood's on fire right now, and all those limitations are being crushed from what I watch. Scams, she mentioned, Delhi crime, what a sensitive issue, and so beautifully portrayed and headlined by Safali Shah.
No, but he's talking mainline
Bollywood. I'm saying movies.
No, you're right.
Bollywood
movies. Because I think OTT is different completely. What the work that is happening in OTT.
Oh, you're talking about cinema?
No, down south they have some amazing films.
Like say Malayalam, for example, or Tamil.
Malayalam, yes.
Tamil, I think they're doing some really fine work. Okay, and Esha, how do you deal with this this dichotomy of your Instagram persona and your when meets you, you are this completely different person in more ways than one. So when people must be telling you कि कि आपको ये पहनना चाहिए, आपको वो नहीं पहनना चाहिए, how does it affect you?
No, I don't think anyone's ever told me. Yeah, I've been trolled a lot, which you know. But I think I've also been trolled a lot because it's like, घर में, what will I wear? I will wear a night suit. It's like if I'm on the beach, what will I wear? I will wear a bikini. It's not going to happen the opposite. And now if I've clicked a picture and posted, then, you know, it's the Indian mentality. They will stare at your picture also. They'll probably keep a screenshot also, but they'll abuse you also and say कि भारत की संस्कृति खराब कर दी. But it's like, what भारत की संस्कृति खराब कर दी? यार अगर भारत का उतना दिन वह कुर्ता पजामा and रोना instead of telling a woman what to do. So I think it's a mentality which needs to change. Because, you know, they just want women still a certain way, and it's all over the world. I won't say it's India, it's all over the world. They expect women a certain way, and they think it's always our fault. But also because I've been unapologetic for the pictures that I posted. Earlier I used to troll them back, but then I was like, no, Esha, let's not do that anymore. Then I became calm, and now it's like I post, and even if they're writing anything, I'm just like, it's okay. I mean, like she said, like it's true, like it's their perception, not ours, you know. When whatever they think, it shows their mentality. This is a question to both of you. What is the importance of sense of humor in when it comes to dealing with a lot of rubbish that comes your way? It's really important.
Yeah, it plays a huge part. Absolutely.
If you're so not a funny person,
oh my
imagine
God,
you take such an offense कि ये देख मेरी माँ के बारे में लिखा. It's like,
but even otherwise, especially in Bollywood, when all those directors and producers and actors, when they make passes at you, sometimes you deal it with humor.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Uncle जी, आप ऐसे कैसे बोल सकते हैं? Oh my God, मैं तो आपकी बेटी जैसी हूँ. You have to use humor.
I have to use humor. Like I'm not realized that they're
hitting on me, and I'll just be like, huh, and then I'll act all dumb, and then I'll be like, oh, what else? Humor is a huge savior. Hi, this is Mallika Sherawat.
Hi, this is Esha Gupta.
And you're watching Bollywood Hungama.